niggas will tell you, nah, nigga, you gotta have that man Dingo to fuck with them.
Nice.
I think that's a lie. I think even for women, that's a lie.
What?
I think that you have to have the man Dingo to fuck with somebody. I think it's a lie. Because like you said, most bitches don't know. Most people don't know until it's time, and then it's like, oh shit, the fuck going back out of the cell now? I think the fuck not. Most people won't. They'll just go through it.
I know a lot of women who said that they don't fuck with nothing that's smaller than 8 to 9.
So you're saying, because this is what I'm saying.
That's making
it'd be different if the girl knows the size prior, right? Then she could determine how she's going to entertain you. But what I'm saying is most of the time, a woman doesn't know your size until she actually sees it, right? And I think at that point, you might be in the midst of having sex. I don't think a girl's going to say, oh, no, I'm not going to have sex now. I don't see it happening.
See, my thing is, though, what messes it up is the fact where you, like how you just said, like she sees it, and she's like, oh, like listen, they always say, oh, book by its cover, goddamn it. Sometimes you gotta read the pages.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact, man. All right, man. Shit, what else we talking about? What else we got on the docket?
Well, I don't know if y'all wanted to touch on the Kenosha shooting.
Yes. Speaking of small dicks, that little boy had a small. Let's talk about it.
Well, the Kenosha shooter. I mean, for those people who don't understand what's going on in the world, if y'all are very oblivious to what's actually going on in current events, there was a 17-year-old boy from Antioch, Illinois, that traveled to Kenosha, Wisconsin, with an AR-15 or an assault rifle, I would say, because it wasn't really an AR-15. It was just an actual assault rifle. And he went out there to join the Wisconsin militia that are out there guarding and protecting the properties from looters and rioters. So he went out there feeling that he was going to protect the property, one that isn't his, and ended up engaging with some protesters where he killed 2 people and injured like 3 more.
I think
you got guessing.
I think that's just terrible. I just think it's terrible. I feel like he's a child, and I don't even want to look at him as a child because he's a fucking thug. But he's a child, right? And the fact of the matter is, like, you're joining a group that's violent. I just feel like they should have had a little more decency or dignity to say, you know what, no, you're too young. Like for us, right? Like if you're too young-minded, like, no, you can't roll with us because that's not the energy we're trying to bring right now. Obviously, you don't have the mental capacity to know when to shoot, when not to shoot, etc. Like, it's just, I don't know. The situation is just so crazy.
Now, on this side, though, I will play devil's advocate right now because it's one thing that it came across where we were judging off of, say, one set video or the one part of the video that the media definitely is trying to manipulate and push onto the minorities to show like this. They painted a picture of a kid coming out there and, you know what I'm saying, that he was just automatically on some bullshit, ready to shoot. Now, it's 2 other videos that resurfaced at the end where the first victim was at a gas station arguing with them, and he told them, like, listen, I don't give a fuck. Like, y'all pointing them guns at us. Like I ain't afraid of y'all niggas. Niggas, like, and this, mind you, these are other white folks out there saying niggas like it ain't nothing, which he's totally in the wrong at. Then it shows on one other video where he happened to start chasing the 17-year-old kid. And as he chased him around the car, that's when the kid opened fire, ended up hitting him in the head and killing him. And then after that, he started running down the block and as he's running, he started getting attacked by the other guy with the skateboard and the other guy with the gun. And he ended up killing the one with the skateboard and injuring the one with the gun. See, those. Now, I was just saying, like, with those videos, though, like, because right now they have him in custody. They're charging him with murder one, which I honestly, I don't see. With those videos that came out, that surfaced, it's going to be very hard for y'all to convict a murder one. Now, one, he's wrong for having an illegal firearm, and it's.
Where did he get this firearms from?
Well, he has to get it from his mother, which is another radical from what I've seen.
But this is my point, because I don't know if he's 17.
You went mute. You muted.
That's my point. Nah, somebody call. That was my point. Like, the parent should be charged. Normally, when your child does something, especially a gunfire charge like that, the parent is usually charged for negligence.
Yeah. Like, but technically, drove him there. One,
she drove, so she knew. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they should be charging her as well.
She drove him there. In the state of Wisconsin, the legal age to even open carry or concealed carry is 18, which he is not. So he's illegally carrying a fire.
Right, and she aided and abetted.
Yeah, so that, I don't know. I would have to look up the
I figure out which America y'all live in.
I would have to look up the gun laws in Illinois as well, because we have to know what the gun law.
Which America do we live in where it matters when a radical who supports Blue Lives Matter goes to a Black Lives Matter event or any event involving Black people and shoots people, and he's 17 years old? There's no evidence you could possibly have to convict this kid, period. He's not getting convicted, period. There's no evidence you could have. There's nothing you could have that would get this kid convicted. Trust me, he's walking away scot-free no matter what. He probably won't even survive a grand jury. It is what it is. It's a 17-year-old kid who killed some fucking BLM protesters. Mm-hmm. Why would any jury convict this kid? They won't. This is America.
And then there was some more videos that pulled up that's out there that shows the other side of the car, what was going on with Blake, the one who was shot 7 times in the back. And it was trying to say that he had a knife and he was tussling with the cops, which he was tussling with the cops. Granted, he was from the video, but resisting arrest shouldn't say shoot me 7 times in the back. But on the other flip side of that, it's like, what were you going into the car? Because it didn't look like you tried to step into the car. It does look like you opened the door, you tried to reach for something. Now, what you're trying to reach for something, that's why I feel like now the stories is going to start to flip, and it's going to start justifying the cop and the 17-year-old boy.
Why does any of that matter? It's America. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
It matters to a people who's trying to fight for equality.
It does, yeah. I just feel like when you go to these protests, I think it's become an attraction protest, right? Because we had this big one in Washington, etc., and Portland, and we have people who are actually traveling to support. So that means it's like an attraction now. And when you have that type of atmosphere, it's almost like people will do almost anything to get noticed. And I think we have to be very careful when you're going to protests and out of state and all this other shit. Is you like the type of people there? It's like people who do things for work. Like they do it for the vine. When the cameras are on, or they feel like they're in a high media protest, it just always turns volatile. it's not peaceful. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like peaceful has become boring. People want the action. People want the looting. They want, you know what I mean? All this high.
That's what the media shows. That's what it's gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? The media is gonna show the rioting, the looting. They're not gonna show the peaceful part of it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna what pays the bills for those people in the news and the media is the bigger story. So what's the bigger story? Oh, we have rioters and stuff, you know what I'm saying, rioters and looters breaking into these businesses, but now look at the Patriots coming out, they started a militia to combat this. All it is still driving a divide where it's going to end up honestly in a war.
Because I was going to say, like, what happened to the black militia? Like there was one in was it Atlanta?
The funny thing is though, and this is why I say, like, people have to start actually doing their own research. And I will say this right now, because you got people who are, I'm Democrat, we're Democrats. But if you, they say Antifa. This is what, you know what I'm saying, the Republican Party, you know what I'm saying, and the conservatives are saying, like, yo, this is a problem. If you type in Antifa.com right now, it doesn't send you to an Antifa site. Guess where it sends you? To the campaign site for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It takes you straight to them. So now it's like, damn, like, I thought, you know, Antifa is supposed to be like a Black Lives Matter. So if I put blacklivesmatter.com right now, is it going to take me straight to a Biden site? Like, you're trying to force me to vote for this man, vote for Biden?
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, man.
I've never seen so many Trump signs in my fucking life. They're popping up this month. I know this month. There have been so many. Like, we roll around today, like Norman, around, and there's so many. Right here on the corner of on the 49, there's a guy selling T-shirts with mad Trump flags right there on the fucking corner, like where the ice cream shop and the gas station is, right there. Just big ass Trump signs waving in the air and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so fucking bold. And I think the closer we approach November, the racial temperature is gonna change so much. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna be heightened. This is only like the tip of the iceberg.
I guarantee they're gonna dismiss that case against that 17-year-old boy right before the election.
Possibly.
Because what's gonna happen before the election? They dismiss him. Black people are angry. They're up in arms. Now here comes the protesting. Here comes the rioters, because they're gonna send out the rioters and the looters, the ones who's there not to peacefully protest and who's not doing it on our behalf, but those are the ones who are out there to start bullshit. Thank you, George Soros, for paying those people to do that.
Right, and that's my point with this whole like violent protest. It's like people it's like it attracts more people that are violent, and it does. They don't even, you know what I mean? Like, that's not even what Black Lives Matter is about. It's definitely not about violence and all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? We're peaceful people. Black people are peaceful fucking people, believe it or not.
People are angry though, and that's all. They're gonna keep feeding the anger and a divide. Like I said, it's just like with an event, you know what I'm saying, or somebody album coming out. What happens when you're trying to promote your album? You need something big to pop for your album to sell. Why? Because it makes you relevant. So
and most of the time it's violence.
Yeah. So just like what August Alsina, what just happened, right? He had new music coming out. If he would have just came out and just started trying to promote, niggas would have been like, August, you're a little late, August. You missed your train, August. But nigga came out with that bombshell like, yeah, you know, me and Jada Pinkett Smith, wife of Will Smith, had an entanglement.
Right.
And what happened after that? Now it's like, here comes the song, Entanglement. August is now the talk of the town.
Right.
It's a great song, by the way. Great song, by the way.
But not to keep, you know what I'm saying, staying down on that. We can move on from that topic. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to keep dwelling on racial tension and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we could move on to the next.